savage, I'm a fighter, making noise in the streets. Haymakers like a fire, throwing hooks to a beat. I got my finger on my pulse, it's steady. I was built for the speed. Automatic shift gears, I'm ready. Headstrong, I believe. When I close my eyes and count to 10, all I feel is the adrenaline. And when the pain begins to set, all I hear is long live the champion. Long live the champion. Long live the champion. Long live the champion. Call me names, call me reckless. Crash through like a storm. Filled with fury, I'm relentless. Like a soldier at war. Doesn't matter if the world is shaking. I don't flinch, not a sound. And when everyone around is breaking, I'm a stone in the ground. When I close my eyes and count to 10, all I feel is the adrenaline. And when the plane begins to set, all I hear is long live the champion. Long live the champion. Long live the champion. Long live the champion. Close my eyes and count to 10. All I feel is the adrenaline. And when the plane begins to set, all I hear is long live the champion. 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 Long live the champion.
If you want to prepare Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the NECC Navigators playoffs for Overwatch. Tonight, it's going to be Stevenson University versus Kings University. The Mustangs versus the Lions. We're going to be going into a best of 5 series here. We're going to be starting on Samoa, the newest map to Overwatch 2 that has been introduced here. Blue team's going to be Kings, while red is going to be Stevenson. We're going to have to see what their strategies are going to be lining up here going into the beginning match tonight here. Really excited for this anticipation here. We had to put it off due to a couple of reschedules, but excited to get it underway none of the less. As we're going to be seeing here, bits of brawl from either side, but one's going to have some more damage output than the other, while the other's going to be looking for some more precise pickings. We'll have to see which one will come out on top here in due time. Without further ado, let's get right on into it, shall we? Leading the charge here is going to be Menej, along with not Y2K. First one going to be making their way to the point is going to be Stevenson here as they find their way around the bend. Taking a look at the side here, we'll be seeing that the Lions are playing it very safe in the corner here. No one really taking a lead in the push towards point quite yet. They're looking to see if they can poke anyone out to start here. Let's take a look over here at the May Sleepy Bear. Looking to see if they can find someone caught out and utilize their wall perfectly. However, Legend's going to be one to get that pick there. Despite it being res, can they find it again? A beautiful headshot place there. They have to just find it once more onto that Bastion. They're just missing little by little here. As for the front line here, Menej dealing with the Reinhardt. Y2K is in a very troubling spot. The game taken down by the opposing tank here as the push is going to come in against the Mustangs here. Stevenson having lost point, they're going to have to regroup and back on up here, but they're still trying to fight this on out. If they're real smart about this, they could build up a lot of ults here to make their push on it. As for the Lions here, they're going to be holding this on point, looking to see how much value they can get off the space and time here. Going to be looking for some ults to be coming online, including the Dragons here, which is going to be setting up right in place. Take a look at this angle. Looking to see if they take down that Bastion, just a miss, but it's in perfect spot. You see all of them there. Tree of Life goes on in, and they're just going to be making their push as well. However, no else coming out other than that to start here. Are going to be seeing the head-to-head play against the Railgun here as CJ is able to find 2. The point able to finally turn, and as Arisa tries to take one down with them, they're going to take a pin. Now with the point turn, the Lions with 50, almost 60% on the board have a bit to work with here.
I'll find them.
Strategy-wise, we're going to be seeing a lot of ults coming on deck here between Menej, Sleepy Bear, Dr. Mystery, and Moira. We'll call them PLC, just for the center of their name there. So PLC here is going to help initiate this fight with the coalescence coming around the side when needed here. But you're going to have to watch out for Aku with their window here, which could cause major damage to the Lions here. We're going to see if they can force control on the point to start, and it's looking to be going well. We might be seeing an all come on out as well. PLC activates the coalescence here, and the point turns. No all's being activated from either side quite yet. I stand corrected. That's going to be a shatter coming on out there from the Mustangs here, but Ryan's in a very troubling spot. Window's been activated as well as the Dragons here. Now going to be playing the pressure coming on it, but Alien Code is throwing in the barrage here. Is it able to find anyone? No, siree. They are able to trade back Menej as the Blizzard comes on out. That's going to be 2. No, none of Stevenson being caught in it. But the point is still in control of the Lions here. The Mustangs need time to regroup to get on. Not looking too hot for them here coming around the side. We're going to be seeing charging on in. A beautiful pin against that May. That's going to find them the value they're looking for here. Making their way on over. And as go home that Terror Search finds a perfect opportunity here to start to use it if need be, but that's not going to be the case right now as we're seeing the railgun come on out here. We're going to find some great pressure here while Reinhardt making the push on in. Ryan able to get the mercy and the assistance of Legendary getting the double kill. They turn the point into overtime there with still chance. Bear does switch over to the Soldier. Soldier 76 now. I'm not sure if that's really the strategy to be working here, but you have to get a lot of concentrated fire, so if they're able to find the right angle and use the pocket well, they should be able to find a great play off of it. Going to be seen here from the side of the Mustangs. They're looking to see if they can get themselves set up for a push, but they don't want to force the point if they don't have to. But because of that, they do give up control of the point. They're using Reinhardt to just make some touches as it seems to attempt to zone them off. Immortality should be able to give them a life. Does so, in fact. Legend was able to get an initial kill there, helping their case. But things are starting to turn the tide now with Alien Code able to find one, and that's both supports now. They're going to have to secure these picks with the barrage. They do find the Hanzo, but it's anyone's game right now. I would say more in favor for the Lions here as they're able to take it on out.
Score.
Now 1-0 in favor of the Lions.
Ready for battle.
We do see a tactical pause for the moment here. Might be looking for a reset of some kind, I'm not sure. Or just to get equipment adjusted here. We should be able to get back up underway momentarily, but for now, we'll just wait it on out. I would say strategy-wise, it was very back and forth. I was surprised that we did not see a play from that Orisa there sooner with their Terror Surge. They were holding on to it for a long time. And what I would have thought were prior uses for it, they didn't do that. Instead, they chose to hold on to it each time until the very end, until they really had to use it. Because usually within that same amount of time, you can build up a second Terror Surge. Now, it's understandable if you're not sure how its effectiveness is going to be, but also, in hindsight's 2020. Nonetheless, here, I would say that the fight's been going pretty evenly so far. I would say that what really supported the Lions there for Kings was definitely the concentrated fire while keeping their supports alive. Stevenson found themselves struggling towards the end of that last point when they lost both supports. If they were to keep both supports alive, more than likely they would have come out victorious, unlike what we saw. So we'll have to see if Stevenson's going to be able to manage that going into this next fight, or if it's going to still come out on top for Kings here. And if you're here from Kings, that's definitely what you want to be seeing here going into this. While for the Mustangs regulars, you want to see a bit of change in pace, a bit of probably flanking from the sides, catch the Lions off guard a bit, and probably not give them so much space as we saw prior. As with it is, the Lions were able to get onto point every single time with practically no one to contest them until the point had already turned, which is not what you want to let happen, really. Now, I do want to say that there was heavy reliance from either side on DPS getting picks here, but it has to be a bit more than that when working together in these sort of team compositions. You got to be able to communicate properly when you want to get these plays executed. Now, I'm going to be checking for a ready up here. It looks like they are good to go. So we're going to go right back on into it. Welcome to the Plaza. I'm not sure what all the names of each part of these maps are, but we do have the volcano, we have the beach from out yonder, I believe. It could be seen on either end. I think what they did differently with this map is that you don't have all three parts of the map on a single map. It almost has to reload everywhere. It's a little weird.
Round 2.
Nonetheless,
Capture
here
the
we
objective.
go. No changes really coming out from either side. However, we do see Sleepy Bear has gone over to the Genji here. An interesting selection for this point, I would say. As for Stevenson, they are going opposite of Kings. While Kings is going to be starting out on point, Stevenson has control of this high ground here. That's going to be working real well for them, especially given that CJ is able to find that first. Despite being res, that's still a pick nonetheless. Reinhardt's going in for a wild charge. Very aggressive play style, mind you, here. Genji now going to be coming around this side. They're looking to get the assassination attempt onto Aku, but that's not going to be happening as there's the coverage to protect. Now Stevenson is running like a well-oiled machine here. Risa has to try his best to run away, but they're not able to escape. First point goes over, first control of the point goes over to the Mustangs here. Kings now going to have to be playing for reclaiming. It's a little different from what we saw compared to the first part of the map, round 1. But going into this, we're definitely going to be seeing a little bit more strategy being thought here. As we see now the swap over to Mei off the Genji, they're going to be looking to isolate their targets when they communicate a push together. But the Mei is marked out. That's going to give you some trouble there in the long run. Now putting capture on the site here. Now see that completely uncontested. They've taken the point. Right now find themselves in a bit of trouble, but with the assistance of Hanzo, they're looking to just try to apply the pressure, just dodging that incoming fire. That was very, very dangerous. Aku here now playing very aggressively on the side, has to be there to help his team make the push on in. The Dragons come on out and is separating the team. The Shatter comes on out, does find the Bastion. Despite the Coalescence, they do shut it down, even with the Mercy and the Mei looking for a third. That's going to be a team wipe there as Stevenson reclaims it just before losing their own takeover. I'm improvising here pretty hard and it's not going well, so bear with me here. It'll get better throughout the night, trust me. Just been a while since the last match was casted. Nonetheless, going to be looking for this initiating fight here. We do have Valkyrie ready and available. This will help their team survive while applying a great deal of damage to all players when utilized. But we're going to have to take a look at this artillery barrage here real quick. Not finding any eliminations, unfortunately. Instead, it's going to be Sleepy Bear that's the first to fall, and the Moira might be going down next. Now looking at Soldier here, going with the overclock, but gets shut down by Menez. Menez now going to be assisted by the Bastion here. Just barely able to fend off, but Legend here is on the flank with another triple here. Clock is ticking now, so Sleepy Bear with Valkyrie as well as Terror Surge. They need to make their way to a point. Sleepy Bear has to be the one to touch here, especially against not Y2K, as they cannot make the touch there. Now it's going to be up to Mercy to swing on in with the point, but the Moira is there instead to make that save. Dragon comes on out, and there's just a heavy amount of damage coming with it. Going to be seeing who can make value on either side. They're looking to hunt down this Moira, almost able to get him. And they escape soundly so here. You will see that Legend able to get that initial pick on the Mercy. They're going to be looking for some more Bastion at half health and destroyed by the Swift Fire Strike. Shatter comes out, doesn't make any sort of hits. And a Coalescence to be met here, but it's really just extending what is inevitable, and that's going to be round 2 going to the Mustangs.
Score 1-1.
Score's now 1-1 here, so we're headed on over to map number 3 in the Thermal Core, where we're going to be fighting within a volcano. This map's going to be a bit interesting here. Let me just give you a little preview of what we're working with. Oopsies. A little bit of camera malfunction. Here on point 3, as you can see right here in the center is where it's going to be situated. You have a bounce pad in the center, which will help you get back up and down. The real place to play for, though, is this high ground here by the thermal core. It seems that either side is going to make their pathing now. Instead of going for the high ground, both of them are playing main. We're going to be taking a look at this first engagement here. Let's take a look at Sleep Bear making the initial run in. Has to be fighting off CJ very carefully as they get caught out by a lot of damage. Reinhardt's coming in with a bit of aggression here as well. Just waiting to see some initial opening here. But that opening is going to be coming out from the Wild Charge coming in. Looking to see if they can find any more pickups here. Lions are going to start pushing into Stevenson. But they're not really moving away from the point here. In fact, they're kind of staying around the corners now, which is giving Stevenson a lot of room to work with here. And with that being said, we do see that the tank formation comes out to start, and that's going to be a pickup onto Legend there. Coming around the side, losing all their energies. CJ's in a very precarious position here. As soon as they get spotted, they could be in trouble here. But thankfully they have the team to rotate with them as Brian's coming around for the protection. And Reese is now going to be making their push on in, but sees a lot of the head fire coming out. Having lost one of your supports as well to a point. Ryan going for charge, knocks away here as well. Despite so much damage coming out, it is not enough to survive through as they are pushed out.
Until it doesn't.
Just under 50% there. The Lions have lost that point, but had a great build-up until that. And looking at this ult economy here, you're looking at Terra Surge, Artillery Barrage, Valkyrie, and Coalescence. Compared to the Mustangs, Overclock, Dragons, and Window. So I have to see which one's going to be utilized here first. If Window can come out perfectly, it will be an absolute bloodbath against the Lions here. I have to see this usage coming on out. Instead, it's going to be saved as Dragons get utilized instead. Now going to be from a wide flank here, going to be coming out from Sweet Bear. Sweet Bear, however, is not able to make a great push. Now is going to be seeing the fight on the point here. There's a lot of chaoticness to this. As we're going to be seeing Window activated, the Overclock pushing in as well. They're going to be looking to see if they can hunt down Sleepy Bear. Sleepy Bear's having the 1v1, but gets interrupted here by the Reinhardt. Barrage finds one successfully there. However, the point is not turning. They're still finding this out rather than trying to escape. I think the assumption is that they can still survive this. Ryan is caught in a corner, needs someone to help them escape, but is able to play it smartly and a back. Shatter comes on out, able to get a triple here, and now able to find the Mercy and Orisa just following up on the bash, and they get that clean kill there. And things are not looking too hot for the Lions here. We're going to be seeing that they're running around in circles. Moira now playing on point. Getting very caught out and staggered. It's going to be very dangerous for the Lions here. They need to use this Terra Surge as well as Visor. They have 5 seconds and counting if they can hope to make a touch. Coming around this side. Hello. Shut down by CJ. Terra Surge is in effect. Does not find any kills despite the large pull. The Window gets played as well, and it's going to be looking like it's a clean up here, folks. No one's able to make the touch, and the first map goes to the Mustangs. That was quite an even start, I would say. Saw the Lions looking very defiant towards the start there, but Legend nonetheless playing the game coming out from him. Not surprising after what we saw here. Surmountable gameplay, getting that res shut down, and the triple follow-up quad kill nonetheless. Almost a complete ace. But in the meantime, while they decide the maps, we'll just head to a intermission, so we'll be seeing you shortly. Enjoy.
If I could write you a song and make you fall in love, I would already have you up under my arm. I knew the ball of my tricks. I hope that you like this, and you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. You wear designer shades, you hide your face, and you wear them around like you're cooler than me. You never say hey or remember my name, and it's probably 'cause you think you're cooler than me. You got your highbrow shoes on your feet, but you wear them around like they ain't shit. Oh, you don't know the way that you look when your steps make that much noise. I got you all figured out. You need everyone's eyes just to feel seen. Behind your makeup, nobody knows who you even are. Do you think you guess you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. Cooler than me. If I could write you a song and make you fall in love, I would already have you up under my arm. I knew the ball of my tricks. I hope that you like this, and you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. Guess you're cooler than me. Cooler than me, nah nah. Cooler than me, nah nah.
Alrighty, let's get right back on into it. Welcome to Paracio, located in Brazil here, home to Lucio, one of the Overwatch heroes here in the game. Now I'm going to be seeing here, it's going to be a hybrid style map. For those of you that don't know what the hybrid style is, let me fill you in. Here, as you can see in our nice bricked up square here, is going to be where the first capture point is. Similar to King of the Hill, you have to get a full 100% capture as the attacking team. Once you do, coming out from the garage here will be a parade foot or some vehicle to escort, which you'll make your way through downtown Paracio, around the building surroundings, following the path here till you get the second point. From there, you'll go into Lucio's hideout where you'll meet your final destination. Will Stevenson be able to meet all three, or will they be held back by the Lions? Let's find out. Going to be starting off on the defense here. It will be the Lions, looking for the exact same lineup, but with a slight change here. Sleepy Bear is going to be playing as the Junkrat, now Dr. Mystery on the Moira, and PLC is going to be the Kiriko. While Stevenson is going to be the exact same lineup. They're working with their bread and butter, and they're feeling confident in their strategy. So let's see how that plays out for them going into this match here. Going to be the first one to receive here is going to be the Lions. Manej has to play very smartly with the block, while Alien Cold has the off angle. Going to be seeing a lot of spam coming out from Sleepy Bear as well, hitting the angles, but coming down from below is not Y2K. Going to be a lot of frontal damage here, but trying to do it out is going to be against Sleepy Bear, who does not find it successful here. In fact, excuse me, had a bit of a hiccup. Sleepy Bear came out on top there. Seeing a lot of hiccups coming from the Mustangs here, having lost one of their own early on. But hopefully, if they're able to find the position, they will find a trade-off there, as we just spoke. But the advantage is still in favor of the Lions. Having lost Alien Gold, they won't have enough pressure initially, but that's where Sleepy Bear comes in with the spam. That's going to be high damage output from this grenade launcher here. As long as it is consistent, they'll be able to deal what they need to. Not able to find really the exact angle they should be shooting at quite yet, but the pressure is applied, and that's going to be Legend with the first pick there, all being followed up now by CJ. Legend able to find that second pick and looking for a third, applying the pressure to Alien Cold. Very unafraid, might I add. Going to see this frontline battle go a bit sideways for Y2K here, as they're being pressured down by the Orisa. However, being kept alive by the BAP in the side. They're going to be finding themselves in a bit of trouble, but what's this behind them is Legend, who was able to get on the flank despite all that. If not taken out by the Orisa, definitely would have been the Junkrat. Now Tyre coming around town, looking for the elimination. They find it onto the Baptiste, who lies dormant. And 2 minutes remain on the clock. This is a very successful defense so far, given that they only had 4 minutes to attack for the Stevenson side. So we're going to be seeing if Stevenson, now having every single ult available, is now going to start to use some of that ult economy to push on in. Going to have to keep a real close eye on to this Terror Surge, as I believe it's a final attempt. However, this Fire Strike is going to be coming on out with the Dragons as well. They did not spot Sleepy Bear, but Sleepy Bear spotted them. Coming around the backside here, looking to get the healers, finds the first. Now going to be trying to get the second. The Reinhardt has no idea they're being flanked. They do take out Junkrat, but at what cost? Truly what cost there, as we're seeing that Legend is in a very unpromising position between a Rock and a Moira, able to get out just with their acrobatics. Hopefully they can get the follow-up onto Moira there, who's not paying attention to their surroundings, but they live just fine. Legend really being shown what for here to try to work their magic. Now being swapped over to the Zarya's. Great strategy to be had here, mind you. But they must keep an eye out for this Bastion, who's running away freely. CJ, however, does find the follow-up there. That's going to be 2 down, and looking for a third here for the Mustangs. They take out the trap. Sweet Bear's now in quite a bit of trouble themselves. Lot of damage, lot of damage here coming around on Altera Surge and Tire. The combo beautifully executed with executionally precision. It's going to have to be up to Y2K to survive, but they cannot. Now the Mercy here has to make it around, but they get hit by the artillery barrage. Everything is coming up Lions, folks. 10 seconds remaining. Can anyone from the Mustangs team touch? Might be seeing Sojourn. Sojourn coming around the side here. Can they make it in time? No! They did not get their slide in on time. And ladies and gents, that's going to be round 1 completed. Stevenson can only hope for a draw, while the Lions can only win off of this. The current series is 1-0 in favor of the Mustangs here, but it could go 1-1 in this match here. Unless Stevenson holds it for a draw, keeping it at 1-0, it's going to be evened up, guaranteed. We're going to have to see if the strategy is to keep the same composition or change things up. I would say Sleepy Bear was a real key component there throughout that entire match. Being able to get in the back line, be able to get winning every single duel they caught against CJ as well as Legend. That was crucial in order to help secure the team and clutch up tires every single time. Now we're going to be seeing the choice going over by Alien Co to the Reaper.
Has grown into a domineering beast.
An interesting choice here, but we are going to be seeing the keep on Zarya and Mercy. Understandable for the Mercy, as you want to keep your people around as much as possible in the unlikely or untimely event that they get eliminated. You want to be able to bring them back. As for the Lions here, I think aggression is the name of the game here. As long as you're able to push past, you will be fine. Just missing a couple of headshots there. Coming around the side, looking for some follow-ups. Not able to find anything right quite yet. Let's take a look at PLC here, the character for the side of the Lions. Gonna have to be trying to play it very safe while being able to deal some significant damage, mind you. But look at this. They're not even caring about fighting them. They are going immediately for the point. And ladies and gentlemen, this is looking very dire. They've already captured it. Stevenson, not even a chance to touch as Kings takes the map. That's going to put the series now at 1-1. And here with the play of the game, none other than Sleepy Bear. This tire for certain is what won them the match here. Able to take out both DPS and follow it up on a crucial lineup before taking out the Zarya. Truly something to congratulate there. We are now going to be heading over to Flashpoint next, but we are going to be going back to a break, so be sure to get some food, get some water. We'll be back real soon. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It was a quick actual changeover to the map. However, we had a little technical difficulty, which still needed the extra time. But nonetheless, welcome to Saravasa. We're starting off here, spawned into the ruins, but we have to make our way over to the market. Now, this is Flashpoint. Flashpoint is pretty much King of the Hill style, as we saw for the very first map, Control. However, you must go to 5 different points around the map. The first of 3 takes the map. Usually this is a series ender map here, but because the score is now 1-1, it can go any which way in the specified series. So we're going to have to see who will take the lead here going towards match point. After this will be the push map, if I remember correctly, and from there escort if that map also leads to map number 5. Nonetheless, we're going to be starting it up here. No change in strategy from either side as Stevenson goes back to the Reinhardt Baptiste style, while we're seeing the consistent lock in from the Lions here. We're going to be starting it from the perspective of Aku here for the Mustangs. As we can see here, they're going to the far right while the Lions are taking the traditional engagement. They're going to be at odds with each other here at the start. Taking a look at this overbridge here. Oh, what's Legend up here? Look at Legend coming around on the flank here. Has the high ground now and is putting Dr. Mystery in a bit of a predicament. But it's going to be held back as Reinhardt goes in for a wild charge. Only to cut it short while making additional space. That wall did come out from Sleepy Bear already. As we're seeing it here again, every 8 seconds or so, it can be brought on out by their choice. Now Ryan going in for the charge. They did lose Legend, so this is not looking good for the Lions here. Or I mean the Mustangs, I should say. Lions did lose Ailing Colt, so that would be very bad to not have them there. Coming around the backside, Reinhardt's trying to fight the frontal battle, but things are looking a bit dicey here as Manej is trying their darndest while they still have control at this point to get some, my word, out of left field there. Reinhardt comes charging in after getting the elimination on the Moira as well as Manej. They're able to use Legend to take out Sleep Bear. Legend, who was on the Hanzo, now swapped over to the Genji. A rare selection, I must tell you. Don't usually get to see Genjis coming out from Stevenson, despite it being the school colors. How about that? Nonetheless, we are going to be seeing Sleepy Bear, giving a lot of credit to Sleepy Bear here, because Sleepy Bear does what they do with Blizzard coming on up, as well as Manej coming around with the Terra Surge Slam. Gonna have to play this smart here, because take a look at these angles playing on the high ground to low ground that Stevenson has. Ailing Colt is down. They use a beautiful block by Sleeping Bear. However, so many ults are calling out. Sleeping Bear still uses their own Blizzard there. That is not an ideal time for them. That should have been saved more than definitely, but it was in the heat of the moment as they're looking for a limbs there. So unfortunately for them, they're not going to have the ults they want going into this next fight. You have Kasune Rush, Terra Surge, and Coalescence, but it's definitely not going to be enough coming around this side here. If they get body blocked by the Reinhardt, that's going to be it here. Coming around with the Terra Surge now. They body blocked Ryan with the Tree of Life, but they keep him alive with said tree as well. You see someone coming around the side here, gets a great hack off with Sim, also dealing some amount of damage, but it's not enough here despite having some crucial plays. It's too much damage, and unless they decloak here, which they do not in time, they give up the point and now find themselves staggered on out. We're now going to be heading on over to the palace here as you see your way making over to the fountain heads up here, while Manej is going to be swapping over to the Sig. Now we have Ailing Colt on to Reaper, and no one from the Lions is available with the Sig yet, giving full control over to the Mustangs initially from the start here. But that can change within these next 10 seconds if the Lions decide to push. However, that's going to be a bit drastic of a push going in through main here. If they do it, they need to get a pick off first to ensure its value here. Sombra is staying on point now, playing a bit of distraction. Looking back here, Reaper looking for a pick on the CJ, not able to find it. They do take out Legend, and now it's going to be a duking out on point. Sombra now in a world of trouble, but escapes successfully here. And we're going to be seeing Aku's the last one alive for the Mustangs healer supports. And despite all things that happened here, Stevenson is just choosing to die on point in order to regroup where possible, and turning the point over to the Lions there. We were seeing that initial stop by Reinhardt there, trying to just get killed, but they were a little slow to do it. Trying to see if they could stagger him out as best as possible, but by sewing it out as long as they did, that does ensure that the Lions don't get too much progress going into it. We do see that Sleepy Bear here has the EMP, and that could be paired well if used with another ult here, but we're going to be seeing the Blade come on out into the backline. Shatter comes out as well, and with the clean swipe Shatters, that's going to be a team kill there. 57% obtained by the Lions. Now Stevenson's going to try to make sure they can get at minimum that amount as well. But Stevenson's going to be in for a rude awakening, as you're going to be seeing Gravitational Flux and Death Blossom available. CJ's going to have to be the clear one to get an elimination here with this overclock. Railgun's going to be charging on up here. Might even see Window and Tree of Life as well. Sombra's playing it very, very trickily on the far outside. No one knows where they are quite yet, but the Reinhardt is fighting it out directly with Sombra being annoying on the sidelines. Charging in aggressively here. This seems to be a strategy here. Coming around with the triple kill, the Death Blossom on Katsude Rush. Stevenson, having used Tree of Life, there's going to be trying to play to die on point. And that's going to be a team kill, so it's a clean, quick wipe. That's going to allow Stevenson to regroup for another push here. It's going to have to rely on Sleepy Bear to get this reconnaissance and let the team know where exactly to put themselves in order to get the best value available with this Coalescence Gravitational Flux. As for Stevenson, they're going to have to use this window and overclock here smartly going on into this. Not able to escape it, unfortunately for them. Now being applied some damage, but thanks to Baptiste, they live to tell the tale. Ryan's going in, but they already gave up the point. That stall gave it over to the Lions. Now 1-1 in this best of 5 here of this map. We're going to be seeing CJ does find a stagger kill here while the rotation's going on out. I believe we're seeing a rotation to the Gardens here. We are, as PLC gets taken out by the Legend. Not just once, but twice here from afar. Beautiful headshots coming on out. Reinhardt coming to assist here. Maybe they find Sleepy Bear. They find Sleepy Bear. No words can describe just the amount of perfect precision there needed to win that fight for them. That was hands down. Headshot, headshot, headshot. Point capture for the Mustangs there. Without that, things might have taken a nasty turn in favor of the Lions. So what we're going to be seeing here is EMP is available, but only EMP. So they're going to be heavily relying on probably hunting down the supports in Stevenson's back line here. Probably going to be looking for Stunty first, if not Aku. Now going to be seeing the overclock activated here. They're dealing some great damage despite the trade-off, however. And that's Reaper down as well as Moira. Sombra goes as well. And despite everything else to be said here, we are going to be seeing a pushback coming from Stunty and the rest of them as a charge comes through, and Sig is going to be the last one to fall there. No contest whatsoever going to be really available for the Lions here for Kings. Realistically, I mean, you can make an attempt to do so, but it's not the right choice. You should be going for the next fight here, especially given that you're just building up ult charge for the opponents here. The Lions need to start making their way towards the ruins. And just like I predicted here, we're going to be heading our way over to the ruins where we first spawned in here. This is map point potential for Stevenson. So Kings needs to get in position first, given that they are the closest with spawn advantage here. We're going to have to really utilize this as the Mustangs begin their charge. We're going to be seeing a rotation coming out here from the far right to start here. Shatter is available, mind you, as well as Dragon and Window. So going to be looking for a big play to be coming on out here. Dragons come on out, and it's going to be hitting the Orisa head on. Ad finds its first value, but Aelin Cold here is applying the pressure on the side. Able to take out the Rhine shield, but it's now between a window, and that's going to push him on back. Stevenson now having taken over the point after having given up 27%, will now be holding fiercely to win the map here. For the Lions, this is an all-ditch effort that they have to make their way into. Having swapped on over to the Soldier, they're going to have to try to use Alien Colt with PLC's Kitsune Rush. They need to use it probably down a long way, but unfortunately for them, they were not expecting Legend from the flank here to get that headshot, which shuts down any real big hopes going into start here. Now going to be going on the body block against the Reinhardt here, but Ryan's able to get out successfully and could be going for an aggressive shatter too. He's playing it very safe, very smartly, as they cannot push too much out. We'll be seeing a barrage of damage coming on out. They do find Legend, and they're able to get the pick up onto Aku. CJ's now trying to throw in the damage as well. Gets circled out by Sleep Bear before Dr. Mystery gets taken out, however. Ryan also one hit in a dream. Shut down. And the point will turn over the Kings. Now, with a lot of ults invested in there, but well needed given that you were coming up onto 90%, no less. Stevenson has no ults to work with, none, zilch, nada. While we're going to be seeing Coalescence is available. It's going to be a very crucial Coalescence as well as build up to the Tactical Visor. They need to be very smart about their positioning here and movement. Look at Sleepy Bear, how they are just trying not to give themselves away. Pick their targets and then go from there. Legend was one hit away from the Mise. We're seeing a lot of pressure coming on out as Manesh is pushing aggressively inward, using Soldier's flank as well as superior positioning there. Window comes on out. There's 5 seconds left to touch here, but does anyone touch? No, sorry. Stevenson needs to make their way out of this point. Maybe they find an exit kill or something, but they have to move. Now we're going to be making our way over to the temple, ladies and gentlemen. The first one to make it over there, actually, is going to be CJ. CJ is not in a very great spot. Still 20 seconds remain until the point activates, so CJ is probably just building up for their ult here. Makes a successful escape and is going to continuously play for poke until the Mustangs return. Gonna have to be looking to play it smart here around the side, but Reinhardt's going in aggressively here. Shatter is available. They could just press it on down here, and they do so, helping secure the eliminations onto Bastion and Moira. Those dragons are very, very useful. Terror Surge now being activated here, looking for a pick, but not going to be able to find it. They do have the Kitsune Rush to run in with. They're able to find the first trade, but is it going to be enough? I wonder if Steve is able to get a double before being taken down themselves. Aku is staying alive with Ryan. Ryan here is going to push on past and take control of this point thanks to the Tree of Life. Artillery Barrage is coming on in here, but the point has already been captured. This is a very useless barrage, mind you, because although it gets out the Immortality field, unless they can find specific pickups like that there, in fact, they won't be able to get much in store. Now we're going to be seeing here, despite every single bullet being laid down on in, Ryan's going to be on the run against the Soldier. Soldier does not realize he's being flanked, but is still able to get away. Point now turns over to the Lions once more, and Ryan needs to play it very safe if they do not want to be knocked into the drink. Manej really applying the pressure here. Ryan needs a save me pull, and he gets just that thanks to the Life Weaver. However, Dr. Mystery was playing a little too close to the sun and gets taken out, leaving only PLC. Ryan coming in once again. Does he get knocked off the map? Yes, sir, he does! But coming around the side here on the flank is going to be CJ, and they're trying to use Hanzo as well for the follow-up there, but it's not looking too good for them, mind you. This is map point for either side, so whoever's really taking this will take the next point here. Remember, this is playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, so whoever gets this will be in match point territory. Coming down to the wire here as we're going to be seeing Terror Surge available. It's not looking advantageous for the Mustangs here, having lost that previous point. So now the only soldier on the side and everyone else here now going for a wild charge in. They get taken down before they're able to use any sort of shatter. Escapes, but not able to make the touch as Kings takes map number 3. That puts the score here at 2-1, but Y2K with the play of the game. Lo and behold, it's going to be the shatter coming out here, knocking down an entire team wipe. Beautiful play coming out from there. But now we're going to be heading on into our 4th map tonight. As note, it is match point in favor of Kings, but will Stevenson make a comeback? Let's find out after the break. Alrighty, we're going to go right back on into it. We are now on Coliseum. This is match point territory for King's College here. Here on Coliseum, we're going to be right outside the Roman Coliseum. This is a push map. So, again, one of the newer maps here to Overwatch. What you have here is you're going to have a robot here in the center. He is the pushbot. Pushbot has 2 barricades on either side and is to be escorted by each side's team. The goal here for either team is to get the bot to push the barricade to the very end while meeting checkpoints along the way. If that can't be obtained, first one to get it to the farthest compared to the other team will win. Now it's going to be a switch up here from Stevenson as they're subbing in CJ to tank, Stunty to DPS, and Runic to support here. So quite a strategy to be had as we're going to be seeing the Sigma in play. So he's playing it very back as Minej is going to be taking the first control over the bot here with the assistance of Sleepy Bear. If Minej is not careful with their position, they will give away Sleepy Bear, who is playing on the side flanking. You also have Alien Colt dealing some massive damage around the side of Stun Teams, making their escape here. However, it seems that Alien Colt might be in a bit of trouble here, but they make it out just fine. Having been hacked, Legend now is playing it very safe, looking to get some picks onto the Orisa here. He's trying to hunt the Sig. They dealt quite a bit of damage, but they lose the Orisa. That's going to be all for naught for them. Sig trying desperately to absorb as much damage as possible, able to escape just in time with his team. Let's move a bit farther back, but they cannot in time as Legend is the one to fall here. A very oppressive team comp coming out right now, and they're looking to keep it up against Runic, who's making their escape. Santi comes around the bend, looking for that elimination, but Sleep Bear is just able to make their escape. Now, having the face-off against Orisa, things are looking a little bit dashing. But what's this? We are going to be seeing Alien Colt with that initial pick. They do miss the Sombra going around the side there. Now going to be looking at CJ with the block on the heels there, taking down this Ana, who's then there, saved by PLC, but not for long enough. That's going to switch the control over to the Mustangs here as Matt the Bot is going to be making their push. Coming from spawn here, Sleeping Bear and Alien Colt, they have the high ground, but with this points progression, just as a heads up, all they need to get right now is right where you can see the yellow finish line. As soon as they do that, Stevenson has the lead. Now looking for some additional setup here is going to be Kasune Rush with Nano. They get a successive sleep on, but is that going to be enough? Not so sure there, as we're going to be seeing the pickoff setting up with the Storm Arrow. They're pushing down onto the Bastion with no one really to stop them. Bastion is not really given any heads up or really given a time of day to the Hanzo on their flank, but it matters not as they're going to be facing off. Now Alien Colt very, very heavily assisted by PLC, but that headshot's going to do him on in. Now with a push and against their soldier here, the Lions are now in a bit of trouble as they're getting a press back by the Mustangs here, especially pushing into their support line here. Orisa trying to go for the escape, but it's too much spam to live through. Ever since they swapped off that Sombra, it's looking a little dire, but understandably so. They wanted more consistent damage with range. So giving that up for Soldier here is what they have to work with. Now coming in with the artillery barrage, they're going to look for the DPS first. They're able to get the double kill, one on the Baptiste, one on the Hanzo, and they continue their push. Now giving up the point here for the rotate back side. We're going to be seeing here that the Lions make their setup. Now they do have a Kasune Rush ready and available, but only if they can get in position to use it here. I believe we're going to be seeing a Nano coming on out here, but not quite yet, as the one that's going to be utilizing this Kasune Rush will be Soldier. However, that Flux is going to stop them in their tracks a bit, while also dealing significant damage everywhere else. We see they are cornered like a pack of tracked rats there. The Lions being taken out.
Witness the flame of my
This
soul.
point has not been able to make any further progress for the Lions here. They're actually in a lot worse position, believe it or not. It's not looking too good for them overall, especially with this amount of spam coming in. We are seeing that there is one person on point. That would be the Moira. Very aggressive style of play. I'm not sure if it was the right style, mind you, but it's a play they're working with nonetheless. A Nano Visor comes on out. They're able to get 1, 2, looking for the 3. They're able to find 3 nonetheless there, and going to be hauling it up onto the SIG. That's going to be a clean, almost team kill. Lucio was able to escape back to spawn here for the pickup, as they were not able to get the checkpoint for closer spawn. So they'll meet them at least halfway here after picking up SIG. As for the Lions here, they're having talked off the Kiriko. They're going for double main heals. A very bold strategy, one where you have to insist that you can out-heal the damage being dealt. But this damage can be very, very high, given that we just see the elimination there coming on out. Taking a look at the frontline dudes here, going to be seeing that it's a bit of a kerfuffle right now. No one's really taking the advantage. However, I stand corrected as Minej is the first to fall here. Soldier's going to be trying to escape, able to get around the side, but being hunted down by Runic. Not much else for the Lions to do other than to regroup at the moment as the point makes its way back over to their territory. It's going to have to be a setup here to stop them from getting the checkpoint, as we see Junkrat is now the play. This might work out very well for them going into this fight, given how effective Junkrat was on Parasio. So we'll have to see if they can find that said value going in here. They do take out Sunny, so that's an immediate positive play there. All taking a look at the point. They turn it. They turn it over thanks to Orisa taking the lead here. We are going to be seeing a lot more spam coming on out here, especially with Sleepy Bear applying it from the high ground here. Unless Stevenson is careful of its angles, it will get taken down like that. Minej now going to take advantage of the initial picks here. Will begin to help push with the card forward. However, it does show that most of the Mustangs are here and ready to play. In fact, Sleepy Bear is the one out of position first, as we're going to be seeing the Coalescence get activated, and they're trying to push it back against the Lions here. It's not looking too hard for them as that sleep goes on out. In fact, it's looking very bad. However, the beat drop's going to be able to save them. They're going forward, trying to see if they can heal it on up, but with Terror Surge now being activated, not even that can help them make a difference here, as it's going to have to be a reset. So Bear is back, but needs to play it safe, not to get picked off and give too much space. Gets the trap off, but still has to stay away. They're far too injured to make a push up here. Now swapping over to a SIG v SIG here. We are seeing the play on point is being held out by the Mori, who went for the initial run-in, but does not end well for them. Now Artillery Barrage coming into effect. Sleep Bear on the flank does get the elimination as they trade 1 for 1. However, it looks like Sweet Bear is now in an unfavorable position, having to play it back. Stunty was able to get the trade, not just 1, but 2, both of the DPS down. And the point is continuing its push here. Coming around the side, Nano is activated, and they're looking to just clean up whatever is left. Stevenson's going to be playing the die on point here, if not also escape. I'm surprised how Aku is making the run for the hills here, but they're still doing it. They are out here not being pushed on, no less, too. I'm surprised what the strategy here. The supports are covering for each other. They're anticipating that they have a ride coming up around, and they do. Aku just makes it back in time just to face his own demise. That is truly unfortunate. Fire now being activated here, going in for the down ram part test fight. Say boy gets taken out by CJ, who unintentionally at first looks like to get that pick, but could have been intentional nonetheless. We do see Sleep Bear gets the pick off onto Legend now as Coalescence gets activated, pushing on in. This is the space they needed, and this Moira is playing very aggressive, may I say too aggressive, as we're going to be seeing a double kill coming out there with the triple follow-up. Looking at this here, things are not looking too hot for the Lions. They need to regroup, die fast, and get back because there's 40 seconds remaining and not much to work with here. If Stevenson can keep hold of this point for the next 40 seconds, heck, they don't even need to push it too far if they wish to. They may want to get to that close spawn again, but from there on, it's best to leave the point as they are. Look at this. This is the strategy. You don't want to touch the point. You want to play it through mid here and just build up your ults to unleash all at once in this close confined space. A very good strategy, mind you. One that I probably wouldn't have thought of, I'll be honest, straight away, because I like to take as much space as possible in these kinds of fights. As we're about to see the beat drop with the visor activated. They're going to stay around the side. Stevenson can't really be making a push here. However, they're doing tons of damage, making great work at the moment. And they're looking for some cleanups here. They take out the Murray, they take out the Junkrat, now looking for the Sig. Sig's the last one alive. Can Sig do anything? I don't think so, as they're going to be pushed down by their own Sigma. And that, ladies and gentlemen, goes to the Mustangs. Stevenson now evens up the series 2-2. We're now going to be heading to Escort for the final map here. But before that, take a look at Alien Colts play of the game here with this barrage coming on out, able to get that beautiful double pick where was needed to help set them up for a recapture. We'll let the teams decide their map and we'll be right back after the break.
The big
Give me one more funky beat. Ain't nothing like a funky beat.
ladies and gents, welcome back. We're headed to Italy. Welcome to Rialto. Here in the beautiful city near Venice, not quite Venice itself. In Rialto, you're going to be seen, we're playing by the water sides. This is an escort styled map. So similar to the hybrid, except your only objective is to focus on this card and get it to its final destination here. The sides have swapped, and Stevenson is going to be defending first, while King's College will be on the attack. Following this path here will take you past the first point there shown in the square, then making your way towards second point here. You have to make your way around the building, which is very advantageous for defenders, but if they give it up to the attackers, then it becomes an issue as they go to second. Last but not least, once you get to your final destination here, will you truly be secured for a good sitting right in front of the statue. Now, without further ado, let's make our way back on over to the point here. Stevenson setting up on the high ground with the same style as we're doing. A heavy breathing coming out earlier. That's going to be the new Roadhog in the works. Manege utilizing Roadhog here will be very interesting. Going in for the high ground now is Alien Cold, who's probably going to be applying some initial pressure with Genji as they get the pocket from Dr. Mystery. They're looking to just make this space very much available for themselves, but Stevenson has to be careful about dropping. If they drop too soon, that will be bad for them. Alien Cold went for the initial teleport, but that's not a good spot for them all in all. A beautiful rock shutting down Hog's ability to self-save. In fact, that self-healing is not as strong as it used to be, mind you. Take a look at how they were able to die throughout that initial shot. Coming in from the flank here is going to be Alien Coat on the high ground, but has to be very careful against Legend, who has a good angle. Sunty has fallen, so now that's going to be one down for each. However, the Roadhog is back, and they're able to take out the Reaper. That will give them initial advantage here, but they have to be watching out for the hook. Scrap hit is available here for the Hog, so as soon as they use it, that'll slow things on down for them. Rock comes out, but hits no marks. Neither side really finding an initial pick to start here, but the Flux is going to deal a great deal of damage. That's not going to spell good amounts for them, as even the Kiriko has to play it safe. Kiriko able to get that initial self-heal out there with Hog, but it's not enough as its Kings pushed back. This choke point is so notorious for its angle. I mean, personal experience, I've held that choke throughout every single rank and type of match you can imagine, and once you have that down on lock, it's nearly impossible to get it around the side. You need picks secured to get yourself going, much less just getting the point past that corner. A lot of spam coming around down the side here. Has to be careful for that soldier. Saved by Legend there. What a shot. Using that dragon's going to separate the Mercy from being able to recruit with the team. They went through the dragon, which was not the choice to make. Kasune Rush also activated, but is not going to be able to be greatly utilized here. Genji is in it to win it, but is not able to find a pick other than Legend to start. They do have closer respawns, so being able to take out Legend first does help. However, take a look, Legend has just respawned and now is getting a taxi thanks to Runic here, so things are going to be looking very well for the Mustangs. Coming around the side here, we are seeing that they are taking a different angle, and it's going to be a whole hog as well. But once this coming around from the side, it's going to be the tactical visor with Window, but it's not finding the angle that they wanted it to go through. Window wasn't at the greatest spot for Stevenson to work with here. Now they're getting picked off one by one. CJ is the last one alive. 60 seconds remaining. Can CJ make the escape? Not likely here, as it's going to be a spam out from Legend, who also has to play it safe. They may just have to go stay in spawn and go for the next point here, as the first one's going to be taken by Kings. Taking a look at our alt economy here, we are going to be seeing Flux available, but unfortunately it seems PLC has misstepped and fallen off the map, leaving only Mercy to do the team's work here. They will respawn with enough time, of course, and close at that, but we are going to be seeing a great amount of damage coming out thanks to CJ here with the Flux activated as well, shutting down the Bastion the start. Now going to apply every single bit of extra damage they can while looking to get that Kiriko. They get the Kiriko from the back line there, and they get a beautiful rocket off as well. Manege trying to heal up through it all, but only has a limited amount of healing now that it's like a Diva Matrix. Looking for some pot shots coming around here while it's going to be an artillery barrage going into the high ground. However, they are not able to get into the window. It's not what they wanted. It only hits the rooftops. Unfortunately for them, that finds no value. But we are going to be seeing the blade comes on. Altuve Bear finds a first kill, but is not able to get the second blind yet. They're being assisted, and that with the whole hog truly able to lead the charge with the Kitsune Rush helps them get around the corner finally. Stevenson is still holding strong, however, a minute 50 to remain and still a chance to touch the point yet again here. Kings has to get up on this corner and start applying the pressure to make sure that they cannot retaliate against them, while Stevenson makes their progress against them. Legend able to find that first pick there, and now going to be looking for an additional spam as Hog has been antied here. Hog with the anti, now going to be looking for to pick out that nano, saves him, and Legend is on a killing spree. Looking to go in hot and dirty with it. Able to get those pickups there. Minute left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at our alt economy, we have Visor, we have Valk, which has been activated right away here. Aku now going to be trying to utilize its value here. Has to do it very smartly while applying some spam here. As we've seen Lions do before, they don't care about the opponents, they care about the end goal, which is going to be that card. But they find that 2 initial pick and the triple there. But what's this coming around to the backside? That Flux is going to find a double kill as well, shutting down May. That's a complete team kill. But at what cost? As Stevenson has used up every single ult in the bank here. They're going to have to find some initial picks with Hanzo and Soldier here on the left and right. If they can, that will give them an opportunity against the Lions, but it's not looking too well for them. However, we will see Alien Cold and Sleep Bear have been down, so that's both DPS with one of the healers as well to count. And they're looking to just clean up side here. Dragon comes out, complete shutout. No one from the Lions is going to be able to touch as round number 1 concludes.
Score 0-1. Switching sides.
Ladies and gents, we are down to the wire here. This round will determine who advances in the playoffs and who is done for the season. It's match point for either side, as Stevenson's now going to be on the attack while the Lions will defend here. Will either side be able to outplay one another? We'll find out here in just a matter of seconds. Big key factor here is going to be this first corner like it was before. But if Stevenson does not capitalize upon their space properly, they will get held right at the choke here, which is the darndest thing to fight off from there on, as since the card is playing back, so will the defenders, as they don't want to push up. However, look at the strategy here. They're not changing it up except for Pharmacy here. Pharmacy can be very effective going into this, but Stunty is on the Torb. That's going to have an immediate lock on when they use that turret there. And if they choose to, they could go right over to the Soldier and try to shoot him out of the sky. We've seen a good number of spam before, and we will probably see it again. Take a look at the Hog here, who's sitting in a corner. Will Stevenson be readily and waiting for him, or will the Hog get a dirty pull from the start? Let's take a look here. Coming around the side, Hog is not going to be playing it as close as you would have thought. Instead, Legend's going to be the first one to fall there, which is not good. Comes out and finds no value here. They have spotted the Pharah, and now are going to have to play it very, very safe. They switch over Legend to Ashe and Stunty to Soldier. And if they choose to, they can continue to push this bridge or go to the right side. But it seems they want this bridge push. They go for a sleep here, and I believe it hit its mark. They're able to get Hog into a very unfavorable position from what they wanted. And they're applying the damage. Aku does go into the pit, and now they do pick it up off of CJ there. So Stevenson is going to have to play it on back. Talking about chokes, this is definitely one of them. It's not used very often, but when it can be used, it's very annoying to fight against. Having to play against this position here, especially against something that will just constantly use environmental abilities on you, that is the worst. Are going to be seen here. Great amount of healing coming out from either side here, trying to set themselves up for some picks. That's going to be the hook. They're coming out against CJ, so they need to start to make a follow-up here. Unfortunately for the Ashe, they already used their shorty, so that's going to push them into the water. A third? No, blocked off. Like Hog said, no way. They escaped. Thanks to the environment there. 2 minutes remaining as Sweeper is able to get that pick onto Aku there. It is looking very difficult for the Mustangs to make any space here. They may have to try to change up their strategy or has to get some ults off here. Regardless, we're going to be seeing the artillery barrage coming on in, playing it around safe and sound, but CJ is down in the brink again. There's a great sweep coming on now, but nonetheless, we are going to be seeing Ashe fall there due to an unofficial suicide. Unfortunate indeed there. A minute 45 remaining, and Stevenson's not getting any more space off of that. Each time we have been seeing CJ has been hooked down. It might be a play just to see if they can get the play off here. We are going to be seeing the visor coming out, finding a double pick there, which is what they need, following up with the barrage, but that does not find any more. In fact, Stevenson has a lot more ults to work with than Kings does, so this next fight will definitely go in Stevenson's favor unless Hog here can get a clutch hook onto the Flux while also having to shut down Bob and the window. We'll find out here real soon as they're playing it very aggressively around the corner here, looking to hold their space. Bob's coming on out, and Stunty is on the flank. Bob is in a position that they were not looking for. They do get a beautiful hook on out, and now they're able to get the angle they are looking for here with the follow-up on the Hog. That's going to be a clean capture of the first point despite much difficulty. It came down to roughly a minute, just like it had for Stevenson here. We are going to be seeing Alien Cold played very front and aggressive. I'm not sure this is where they should be playing, especially against Stevenson in their position. That spells their demise and a stagger for the King's College. They needed to play it very back there. They couldn't be playing that so far up because that just puts them in a bad position. However, they are targeting Baptiste here. Aku has to play it alone on cart, but will be getting the assistance from the rest of Stevenson. But will it be enough? It doesn't seem like it as both healers are down. They do get the trade up onto the tank here, and they're looking for some more. Stevenson has to play it very smart in a back here as their only healing factor is Soldier as well as the cart itself. They do get a pick off onto Legend as we're going to be seeing that Sleepy Bear is just doing some amazing work on the flank. Stunty does get a pick off, however, and might be able to get Sleepy Bear as well, but they're going to be playing it a very back. Now, just playing it safe here. They don't want to push into this Kasune rush. Instead, they want to actually look to bait them out of it where possible. But coming around from the side is going to be the Nano Visor here. And it finds the first, and they're looking for more. Not aware of where the Reaper is, but will be very soon. Reaper gets shut down, and now they're looking for the cleanups here. Bastion has to keep it running. They're looking to shut down the Ana, and they rock it before they could even get the barrage going there. The artillery strike finds no value. Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming down to the wire here. They spot the Orisa. This could be the ending here. It is! Stevenson advances in the playoffs, and King is done for the season. With the final play of the game here, coming out from the one and only Stunty himself, Soldier 76, the visor to win the game and all, shutting down the barrage. Truly a game to be remembered. That's going to